This is going to get all a little bit topsy-turvy towards the bottom of the timing charts as Ricciardo moves out of the bottom 5, but only just. He is still very much at risk, one of whom is his teammate Lando Norris, as Kevin Magnussen goes 5th fastest once again. Norris goes 6th fastest. Super lap from him, and this is going to be first time Daniel Ricciardo's been out-qualified by a teammate in Bahrain. Lance Stroll stays in the bottom 5. Couldn't find any more pace in the Aston Martin. That's a disappointing start for them this season, with Hülkenberg down in 18th. Mick Schumacher goes across the line. He's 11th. Yuki Tsunoda only 15th. Looking now for Zhou Guanyu around the corner. We can ride on board, actually, with the Alfa Romeo. And
done it.
He has done it. 13th, gets himself out of the bottom 5. Tsunoda's down in that bottom 5. Nico Hülkenberg would like to get a little bit higher up. He crosses the line, and Hülkenberg goes ahead of his teammate Lance Stroll, but sadly out of qualifying. And that is a disappointing result, not just for Aston Martin, but McLaren too.
Albon just getting through for Williams, just in 15th place there, Alex Albon. So he'll be satisfied with that.
Nico Hülkenberg, fair play. And he's out-qualified his teammate Lance Stroll.
Yeah, it won't mean much though against the 17th and 19th starting positions for Aston Martin.
Valtteri Bottas moves up into 8th place, last 10 seconds before the checkered flag. Bottas is doing all he can. Zhou Guanyu sadly misses out on Q3 on his Formula 1 debut. Lando Norris, 12th, goes ahead of Zhou Guanyu, pushes Albon down to 14th.
And Zhou Guanyu has lost his time because of track limits at turn 5.
First one we've seen that have a track limits violation this weekend. Sergio Perez goes 4th fastest. Fernando Alonso next across the line, and the all-pink Alpine will see the checkered flag, gets in to the top 10, puts his teammate Ocon at risk. Valtteri Bottas at risk too. Russell, 5th fastest, ahead of his teammate Lewis Hamilton, who now crosses the line and replaces him, and he's not too far then off the Red Bulls either, just 0.3 of a second between Verstappen and Hamilton. Pierre Gasly, as you can see, fastest overall in the first sector. Can Gasly, on a track he absolutely adores, get into the top 10? He can. Pushes Esteban Ocon out of the top 10. Valtteri Bottas does make it, but at the last gasp, Pierre Gasly forces that AlphaTauri into the top 10. He'll take part in Q3.
Very interesting there. So Mercedes then, kind of a little bit in the zone, but 3 to 5 tenths off the pace. Leclerc with another stunning middle sector too. And that's now matched by Sainz. They're really close together.
Hamilton then, and Russell to cross the line. Russell first, 132.2. Hamilton a 132.1. We'll see a bit more from Mercedes on the new tyres in a moment. This is the time we're interested in. Leclerc 130.7. Carlos Sainz, his teammate, can he dip underneath that? No, he can't. Yes, he can. 130.6 for Carlos Sainz. Verstappen then, whereabouts is he in relation to those two Ferrari times? This is going to be very tight. Verstappen only 3rd fastest on the opening runs in Q3, and Perez about 0.3 further back on his teammate. Mercedes on the back foot. They've not been sandbagging. They've been very insistent on that. And they've got problems with that car, but they've overcome a lot of it so far this weekend. But Russell still quite a way off the pace according to that time. So Leclerc just 700ths off the best first sector time. Carlos Sainz has gone a little bit quicker than his teammate through that first sector. We wait to see Max Verstappen going through the first part of the lap. The two Ferraris trying to stretch their advantage, and it's only a slender one out in front. George Russell to the end of the middle sector. Still doesn't look to have been the greatest lap for him. Hamilton 0.4 quickest through that middle sector. Verstappen goes a 10th quicker than Carlos Sainz through the first part of this lap. George Russell getting towards the end of his final lap in qualifying here under the lights in Bahrain tonight. It's not going to be pole position, not going to be anywhere near pole position. He stays 6th fastest. That could be challenged by those behind him. Hamilton stays 5th fastest. Charles Leclerc, we look to see him as Valtteri Bottas crosses the line and goes 6th fastest ahead of George Russell. Charles Leclerc next to cross the line. Provisional pole for Charles Leclerc, who's taken pole here in Bahrain before. His teammate Carlos Sainz, though, what can he do to challenge it? What can Max Verstappen do to challenge it as well? Sainz crosses the line. He's missed out on a pole position. Leclerc beats him by a 10th. So it's Leclerc against Verstappen. Verstappen against Leclerc. The Dutchman, the world champion, who was on pole here this time last year, crosses the line now, and he misses out on pole. It's Ferrari that get pole position in Bahrain. Charles Leclerc will hear the cheers of the crowd. He won't see the celebrations in the garage, but he will feel the Scuderia applauding loudly. Ferrari back on pole position.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Come on. Come on. I knew it was in it. I just had to put everything together. Sorry, it wasn't a very clean session for me.
I tell you what, though, we've got a race on our hands, haven't we?
Yeah.
We have got a serious race on our hands between Ferrari and Red Bull, and we'll see who can find the sweet spot for a race setup.